Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse DC Rebirth Batman. This is the gold label, GameStop exclusive Frostbite Edition. If you thought the Jokerized variants are bad, get ready for this. We have a brand new subline called Frostbite Editions. They're transparent blue figures. I feel like this is the most ridiculous subline I've ever seen. Batman here actually could be kind of cool if you put him against Mr. Freeze, but other characters could make little and less sense. Still, let's see what's up. The packaging looks very good, and yeah, I'm going to try to keep an open mind. Like I said, he could be cool if fighting Mr. Freeze, but I can't think of any other reason this figure would be cool. So, let's take a look at the packaging. Like I said, it's a GameStop exclusive, gold label figure, DC, Batman DC Rebirth Frostbite Edition, McFarlane Toys, GameStop exclusive, limited to 7,600 pieces. Like I said, the packaging is very nice. Kind of a plastic Batman DC Rebirth, the transparent plastic, having sort of an ice effect. Backside, Batman, snowy Gotham City. Bottom, there's the barcode. This is a McFarlane Deluxe figure with the outer sleeve. If it will allow me. There we go. And then inside, it's like he's in sort of a block of ice. It actually looks really cool, and you can sort of see the figure through there, semi-transparent. Now, and there you go, inside it's that. So, you could actually use this as a prop, sort of block of ice, put the figure inside of. I'll probably keep this packaging, and I almost never do. So, no further ado, let's open them up. And I did get two of these figures. One of which to open and enjoy, the other one to keep unopened in my complete Batman and related unopened action figure collection. Alright, now that this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. He has a large display stand, he's got a frozen grapnel launcher and batarang, a collector's card, and a display stand for that collector's card. Before I load all that, let's talk about and check out the figure. So this is Batman from DC's Rebirth. We've had this figure released at least 3 other times, and there's another one coming up soon in the DC Classics wave. But this one here is in a semi-transparent blue plastic, sort of frosted on top. It looks actually very nice visually. It's kind of a ridiculous subline, but in the Batman world, you can actually find some use for this guy. I bet he'll look really cool under blacklight too. We'll check that out in a little bit. In the meantime, let's take a look at this figure. So like I said, it's that Rebirth sculpt that we've seen a bunch of times already. It's a pretty good sculpt. Figure is maybe just a tiny bit shorter than I'd like. If all the figures in McFarlane DC Multiverse were this size, I'd probably be happier, but inconsistencies make this guy feel small. Bat symbol Rebirth style, same with the belt. And it's not just semi-transparent blue, it's sort of frosted on top, and it looks really, really sharp. Very well done. Double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. Like I said, sort of semi-transparent. You can see my fingers through there. Paint job and the way they cast it is very nice. It is a ridiculous subline, but I can put this guy to occasional use, and he does visually look good. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. With this kind of a paint job, you can really sort of see the sculpt underneath there. It's very well done. Now let's check out his accessories, starting off with the boring stuff. Here's his display stand. It's a large, transparent, rectangular display stand. It's got a peg for the peg on his feet, and it's got this Batman logo here. This is a Batman logo from Hush. Not quite the DC Rebirth logo. Surprised me a little bit. Now for his collector's card. As you can see, it's an image of Batman in the Rebirth outfit on a rooftop in Gotham City in the winter. Snow all around him. Batman Frostbite Edition on the backside. Certificate of Authenticity. This is number 2165 out of 7,600. Here's the Frostbite edition of the DC Rebirth collector's card on the left, next to the original versions on the right. And it doesn't do much for me, but if you want to display this collector's card next to your figure, you have a stand to do so. And then we have his accessories. Some Frostbite bat gadgets. And at first thought, I was like, this is stupid. Then I'm like, you know what? Not necessarily. You can have the Rebirth Batman throwing a regular batarang toward Mr. Freeze, and he freezes it, and you have this fall on the floor. It looks pretty cool. Batarang done in the Rebirth logo, semi-transparent. Same with the grapple launcher. They both look pretty cool. Not exactly practical, but I can find occasional uses for them. Here's Batman holding and getting ready to throw his batarang, and then Batman with his grapple launcher. Now I wanted to see how this guy would look under black light. I have this black light flashlight, and semi-transparent figures usually look really cool. Here is a fully lit room. Black light flashlight on. shining it at him. Yeah, it looks okay. Let's see how he looks in the dark. And here, under black light in a semi-lit room, and then under black light in a totally dark room. Now I want to check out the differences between this Frostbite edition of the Rebirth Batman and the original version. And besides the obvious as paint and plastic differences, it's 100% the same figure, same sculpt, same articulation. So let's take a look. We have the short-eared cowl. This Batman has a little bit of stubble, although you can barely see it. The Rebirth logo. He has this signature belt. My original one always wants to twist the torso. It's a real big pain in the ass to get to stand up straight. You can see the original color, black on the gauntlets, gray on the outfit, purple on the inside of the cape, black on the outside. It's a cool variant. I don't know, at first I was sort of put back by the subline, but having it in hand, I enjoy it. I wonder what the next figure is going to be. I thought I heard a rumor it might be Red Hood, but I might have been mixing it up with something else in my head. And like I said before, this is now the 4th variation of the DC Rebirth Batman, and there's a 5th one coming out in a blue outfit, sort of based off, I guess, the New 52 or DC Classics in that NTF wave. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at the figure, let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing at about 7 inches tall, which can translate to just under 18 centimeters. If you go to the top of the ears, about 7.1 inches tall. And next, for his articulation. Start with his head here. Of course, you can rotate from side to side. You can look up pretty good amount, down pretty nice as well. You can tilt his head from one side to the other. Shoulders on a ball joint goes up about 90 degrees. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. He's got a butterfly joint between his shoulder and chest, increasing the range of motion and covering a large gap that would be there. Bicep cut. Double jointed elbows. And they always make it so that elbow thing looks a little bit different. You can see it's like semi-transparent, but that thing's, I don't know, off-white. His wrist can rotate, and it's going to be hinged as well. Double ball joint his torso. Rotate around, forward and back. Another one on the waist. Rotate around, forward and back. Between the two, pretty good range of motion in the torso area. Legs, complete dozen splits. McFarlane style hip joints. Rotation's decent on him. Legs go forward about that far. Back, not much. Double jointed knees below that. And then his ankle, forward and back. Rotate, tilt, rock, and of course, toe articulation. Meanwhile, on the outskirts of Gotham, we have this frozen wasteland. This is where Mr. Freeze calls his home. Batman is sneaking through Mr. Freeze's base, trying to find him, catch him off guard. Little does he know, Mr. Freeze is well aware he's already in there. A couple of Mr. Freeze's henchmen attempt to stop Batman, but they barely even slow him down. Batman continues to look for his old archenemy, Mr. Freeze. Eventually, Batman finds and confronts Mr. Freeze. He tells him, "You're going back to Arkham, Victor." Freeze responds, "You'll not be taking me back to the Kula." Batman throws his batarang to Mr. Freeze. He uses freeze ray, completely freezes it. It lands on the ground and shatters. Batman dodges Mr. Freeze's first blast, but right when he gets up, the second blast is coming right toward him. At this point, Mr. Freeze is successfully freezing Batman. He's getting his next trophy ready for his base, but in all reality, he finds freezing Batman to be very satisfying. He's admiring the newest trophy in his base. But Batman, of course, always has a trick up his sleeve. He has a plan A, B, C, and D for almost all set of events. Right before Mr. Freeze froze him, he reached to his utility belt and pressed the emergency button. Alfred knows exactly what that means. He sent the right person to try to help him. Azrael, agent of the Bat, waits until Mr. Freeze leaves the room to come down and save Batman. Azrael pulls out his fiery Sword of Sin. He's going to cut Batman loose. And just moments after Azrael cuts Batman to the ice, they're trying to make their escape, and Mr. Freeze comes and stops them, confronting them. Moments after Azrael cuts Batman to the ice, they try to make their escape, and Mr. Freeze gets in their way, confronts them, stops them. Mr. Freeze tries his freeze ray again. He thinks he can have 2 trophies, but Azrael pulls out his Sword of Fire and just slices right through Mr. Freeze's ray. Batman and Azrael take on Mr. Freeze together. Batman has learned his lesson for the first time. Do not underestimate him. The two of them just beat the crap out of Mr. Freeze, even in his armored suit. He's taken down. He's begging them to stop. Batman's pretty pissed off at this point. He kicks Mr. Freeze's helmet as hard as he can, knocking it off and disabling Mr. Freeze until the police or the authorities arrive. Now let's check them out. Next is some other action figures. Starting off with some of the Batman cold or ice-themed figures. Here he is, Next to McFarlane is Justice League Endless Winter Batman. This is Batman in some winter snow gear. And here he is, next to Mattel's Batman comic line, Arctic Blast Batman, or something like that. Mattel even made a variant of the Batman vs. Superman Nightmare Batman in snow tire. And some of these black and white Batman figures can double up as snow gear or antifreeze Batman figures, especially that Todd McFarlane Batman on the far left. He's got goggles and spikes on him, looks like he's ready for an ice journey. Here's this Frostbite Batman, next to all the different McFarlane DC Multiverse Mr. Freeze figures. We have 6 so far, and a year ago we had 0. Then, next to a frozen NECA T-1000 from Terminator 2 Judgment Day. This works perfect for another cop, frozen by Mr. Freeze. You can take the regular version and swap it out for this one. And now, next to a Dark Knight Sonar Vision Joker. This guy's cast in a semi-transparent blue plastic, but looks significantly different than this guy, but it's the same sort of kind of concept. Here's this Frostbite Batman with all the different McFarlane DC Multiverse, DC Rebirth Batman figures. We have 4 so far, 1 more coming up in the DC Classics wave. Now let's check him out. Next to some other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is, next to the McFarlane Toy Store exclusive Nightmare variant of Batman as Helmet Armor, and the Amazon exclusive glow-in-the-dark Parallax Hal Jordan Green Lantern. And here he is, next to the Crisis on Infinite Earths wave, collect-to-build Monitor. Then, next to the most recent Batman wave, we have the Dark Knight Rises and Hathaway Catwoman, both the Platinum and Batpod editions. Then the Ben Affleck Batfleck Batman, and the Dark Knight Christian Bale Hong Kong Skydive Batman, both the Platinum and the Unmasked versions. And now, next to the Nightfall Nightwing and the DC Classics Smiling Superman. Here he is, next to the Bizarro and Bat-Zarro 2-pack. And here he is, next to both the regular and the Platinum Chase variant of the Reign of the Superman Steel. Then, with the Entertainment Earth exclusive Blacklight Mr. Zero and the Big Bat Toy Store exclusive Black and White Accent Red Hood. And finally, next to the Target exclusive Red Tornado and Animal Man. Now let's check him out, next to some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how he fits in, both scale and style-wise, in case you don't know which lines you can mix him with. Since he's a McFarlane toy, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the larger action figure lines I collect, and work way smaller. But first, let's check them out with some of the McFarlane Toys brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane Toys, all 7-inch scale. And now, next to some Jack-specific wrestling figures, and some DST or Devon Select toys. Here he is, next to a roll of Scotch tape. And here he is, next to some DC Direct and NECA figures. Then, with both some Mattel and Jazzwares wrestling figures. And now, with some Mezco and Mattel DC figures. And next, with some Mafex and Hasbro Marvel Legends. And finally, with some SH figure arts and some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, he's actually a pretty cool Batman figure. When I first saw they announced this new Frostbite subline, I was like, oh my god, McFarlane, stop making these variants, stop making them worse and worse and stupid. Joker eyes and patina and black and white and all this other stuff out there. Let's add another subline to the mix. And Frostbite, semi-transparent blue, are you kidding me? And actually, the packaging was fantastic. The figure actually looks really, really cool in hand. And I can find some occasional use for him when fighting Mr. Freeze. Yes, occasional use, that's for sure. But still, he actually looks good and makes sense in the collection. So my initial thoughts was the thing was dumb and it sucks. And having it in hand, I like it quite a bit. Now it is done on the Rebirth body, which we've seen time and time again, but that doesn't even really matter. What matters is we have a frozen Batman figure. First time they've ever done something quite like this, but there have been some similar items before. His accessories, once again, when I first looked at them, I was like, that's dumb. Why do I need frozen bat gadgets? And you know what? I can definitely find use for them. His articulation, it's a little bit dated at this point compared to the norm in the McFarlane line, but it's still decent. Sculpted paint job, excellent. He was visually very pleasing. If I were to rate this guy, probably going to give him a 6 out of 10. Yes, he looks really good, and I'm probably undershooting the score. But, like I said, I will only use him on rare occasions. He looks good, and God, I hope they don't do this line to death. I thought I saw Red Hood next on the leaked list, and yeah, Mr. Freeze could potentially freeze a Red Hood figure, but it's going to get a little bit ridiculous the more they make of these guys. Still, the way they did the Batman looks excellent. A semi-transparent blue underneath a sort of frosty exterior. Very, very well done. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say with the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.